As a beginner piano player, do I need to practice contrary motion scales? What does a contrary motion scale even look like? And are they even important? Today, I'm going to answer those questions and teach you how to play these amazing scales. You'll learn why practicing contrary motion scales will improve your hand independence and technique, making you a better piano player right away. Later, we'll jump into some tips to make practicing contrary motion scales a lot easier, whether you're a beginner or an intermediate piano player. Let's jump in. What does a contrary motion scale look like? Well, first, we need to understand what parallel motion means. If you remember from geometry class, parallel lines travel in the same direction, but they never intersect. Parallel motion scales travel in the same direction, but your two hands won't run into each other. Contrary motion basically is the reverse. Your hands will start on the tonic note of the scale and then move slowly away from each other until you reach the tonic note again, and then you'll come back together. Your hands are moving contrary or opposite to each other, like a mirror image. Contrary motion scales look complicated and they sound kind of weird. Does that mean they're a waste of time to learn? Absolutely not. In fact, if you're a beginner pianist, you should start learning contrary motion scales first. They're a little easier to understand than a parallel motion scale because you're crossing or tucking your fingers at the same time in both hands. By playing different notes with each hand, you'll get a chance to clearly hear the notes that each hand is playing, which will improve your hand independence. Tucking your fingers with both hands and moving in different directions will take your coordination to new heights, not to mention helping you understand the scale a lot more thoroughly. Ready to gain the benefits of practicing contrary motion scales? Let's jump in with the easiest contrary motion scale, the pentascale or 5-finger scale. A parallel motion C major pentascale looks like this. Start your fingers on C, and then slowly play up to G, and then back down to C. If we want to play this in contrary motion, our left and right hands will need to start on the same note and move away from each other. Place both thumbs on middle C, and then slowly work your way outwards until you hit your outside fingers. Now, come back in until both thumbs are on C. Yay, you did it! You played your very first contrary motion scale. Now that you've got the contrary motion pentascale under your belt, are you ready for something more challenging? Let's take a C major scale and play it in contrary motion for 1 octave. Start with your thumbs on middle C, just like you did with the pentascale. Now, play with finger 2 in both hands, then finger 3. Now tuck your thumbs under to reset your position. This frees up fingers 2 through 5 to play the rest of the notes. So now play with fingers 2, 3, 4, 5. Now both of your 5th fingers should be on Cs. That means it's time to start coming back together. So play with fingers 4, 3, 2, 1. Then bring finger 3 over to play the next note. This frees up fingers 2 and 1 to finish off the scale. What if we want to cover 2 octaves with each hand instead of 1? There's only one simple adjustment you need to make. For a 1 octave scale, you'd play finger 5 on the top note with each hand. But if you want to do 2 octaves, you'll have to tuck your thumb there instead of using the 5th finger. Continue with the normal fingering for the rest of the way out. When you come back in, play the 1st octave as you normally would until you hit the C. Then you'll need to cross your 4th fingers over. When you get back to your thumbs, cross over your 3rd fingers to take you back to middle C. What about practicing contrary motion scales? How do you learn them without getting confused? Let's talk about exactly how to do that. Start by going really slowly. There's a lot of information to process when learning a contrary motion scale, so stick to a slow tempo until you've got the pattern. Practice hands separately at first. This is especially helpful when you learn more complicated key signatures with lots of sharps and flats. Once you can play the left hand and right hand parts independently, it'll be much easier to play them together. Challenge yourself with new key signatures. Once you've learned C major, try G major or F major next. G major has 1 sharp, which is F sharp, and F major has 1 flat, which is B flat. Gradually work through the 12 major and 12 minor keys until you know them all. Now that you know how important contrary motion scales are, I hope you'll practice them consistently. As a beginner pianist, you'll see lots of amazing improvements to your hand independence and piano technique. If you found this video helpful, please hit that thumbs up button and share this video with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell for notifications whenever I upload. Happy piano playing!